Here we are on another poorly edited, poorly produced episode of Jethro's Garage. And we're going to talk about a couple of my vintage snowmobiles. Back in 2006, when I decided I wanted to get an older machine, this 1973 Ski-Doo Olympic 340cc twin was purchased off of eBay, sight unseen, for $175. It has a 72 hood on it. At some point in life, a little mishap happened. Maybe you can see that in the video here. We got some welding on the handlebars. We got more welding down there on the steering post. Yeah, she's greasy. Yeah, she's grimy. But that's what happens when you ride them. You always get little exhaust leaks, and there's a oily, smoky mixture, and it kind of makes some sort of schmoo right down in there. That's all right. That engine, I ran this thing for years, and I only get to ride it a few days a year because of where I live and this and that and the other thing that I'm not going to get into. But after some years of riding, the thing developed some problems, didn't want to run. I pulled it down. I ended up having a bad crankcase seal, and then I discovered it had mismatched pistons, and the one on the clutch side was installed backwards. They're directional. The exhaust side was facing the intake, and the little ring locating pin was running right up and down the exhaust port. Somehow, it never scored the cylinder. So a fresh set of seals, a cleanup, a couple of new old stock pistons later, she's good to go. Now, originally, this would have had this backrest installed sort of like that. In fact, the little indentations are here to cut that out, and the little brackets are there to bolt that. I'm not that concerned with it. This is another identical 73. It's a few serial numbers later, and it has the correct hood on it. I do have the little flip-up lid for the gas, but the little plastic pieces are broken off. That one is almost too nice for me to ride because I'm afraid to scratch it, and I like to bomb around in the woods out here. This one doesn't bother me. If it gets a scratch, that's fine. I have done, basic maintenance. I've replaced track sprockets. I've replaced bearings. That's just things you need to do if you're going to make these things reliable. I have no interest in a beautiful display piece that you're afraid to ride. I actually like to ride these things. They don't have any collector value whatsoever. They're just, it's kind of like the difference between, people think an old classic car is worth money. Well, there's a big difference in value between, say, a classic muscle car and some plain Jane four-door sedan from the same manufacturer of the same year. But you can have just as much fun on these as you can have on a faster, newer machine. Anyway, that's where I'm at. You can like and subscribe. God, I've never said that. And in fact, don't like and don't subscribe. That'll make me happy. Jethro out.